Recruiters spend 6 to 8 seconds on your resume, not minutes, seconds. After my layoff, I didn't know this, so I packed my resume with a bunch of unnecessary details that I thought would make me a little bit more credible. But boy, was I wrong. Today, I'm showing you exactly what recruiters look at in those 6 seconds and the resume format that actually gets you interviews. So you've hit that apply button. What's next? Here's the hard truth. Recruiters aren't reading your resume. They're only scanning it. And that scan takes about 7 seconds. Their job at this stage in the application process is really quite simple. Is this resume a no, or is it a maybe? If your resume doesn't make it painfully obvious that you fit the role, in those 7 seconds, you're automatically in the no pile. So here's what blew my mind. There's actual eye-tracking research out there on how recruiters scan resumes, and it follows an F pattern. F for Frank. They scan across the top to see if your name is there, your title, and a brief summary about who you are. Then they look down the left side of the page. And when they're doing this, they're looking for your job titles. They also want to see that you have past companies listed. And they want to see the dates for how long you actually worked at those companies. And then lastly, they take brief pauses to look at strong bullet points that actually stand out to them. This is the part where impact and numbers matter, okay? They don't really care if you've written a novel about how wonderful of an employee you are. They're looking for signals, and they're looking for them really fast to see if your experience aligns with the job that they're recruiting for. Here's what I wish I knew before sending out my first 50 applications. And that's what signals actually matter to recruiters. So in those 6 to 8 seconds, recruiters are actually looking for quite a few things. Your current or most recent job title. They want to know that you're applying to a job that you actually align with. It would be kind of weird for them to actually push you forward in an interview process when they're recruiting for a project manager and your most recent job title on your resume was school teacher. They're also looking at employer names. And I know, friend, this comes with a little bit of bias. But those Fortune 500 and Fortune 100 companies on your resume is a little bit of a flex. Then they look at your years of experience. A lot of these job descriptions require you to have a certain number of years of experience. Then they look at your location. If you live in Timbuktu, but you're applying for a job in New York City that might be in person or hybrid, it might be kind of hard to get into. But if you're looking for remote jobs, your location really doesn't matter. And then lastly, they look for 2 to 3 really strong bullet points at the top of your resume. This is actually your time to shine and pull your biggest wins and your biggest impact to the top. The hard truth is if none of these things align with what they're looking for, the rest of your resume really doesn't even matter. All right, so let's talk about formatting. A clean, structured resume wins out every single time. That means clear headings, consistent spacing, readable fonts like Arial at 11 points, and strong visual hierarchy. Quick question for you. How many of us are guilty of using Canva to create these beautifully designed resume templates that we've put out in the world only for it to get rejected within seconds of submitting the application? I'm guilty as charged, and I made this mistake quite a few times, and I'll never do it again. So I want you to check out this bad resume, for example. It's pretty, but it's all over the place. And it tells the recruiter absolutely nothing. I would actually be shocked if this resume made it past the ATS systems. If you look at it closely, the information is jumbled, the font is tiny, and it's just really hard for them to scan through. Now, let's look at my resume. The formatting is very clean. It's in black and white, and it's easy to scan through in that F pattern format that recruiters usually read resumes in. And it puts the main takeaways that I want recruiters to latch onto at the very top of the resume. Again, recruiters do not care how beautifully designed your resume is. And they will skip you if they can't get what they need from your resume as fast as possible. Now, here's the part that recruiters won't tell you. I want to say the part out loud that they won't say. A job description is simply a wish list. You do not, I repeat, do not have to meet every single qualification on that job description in order to get an interview. If your experience is close enough, and you've shown impact for the work that you've done in the past, you can stay in the game. For example, if a job asks for 5 years of experience, but you have 3, and you've gotten the results to show for those 3 years, you're still competitive and you should definitely apply. That is, unless a company has really strict guidelines that they have to adhere to, and they want you to dot every I and cross every T. And honestly, that's just realistic, and they're looking for a unicorn, and that job is not for you anyway. A lot of the times, cultural fit outweighs the fact that you don't meet 100% of the qualifications anyway, especially if you have more of a non-traditional background. So this next point might sting a little friend, but it's the truth. These are the red flags that will get you rejected with the quickness. Timeline issues, messy dates, unexplained gaps, and job hopping without proper context. Now look, as a millennial, job hopping is a way of life. And honestly, one of the only ways to increase our salaries out here. But job hopping itself isn't the problem. It's job hopping without explanation that makes you look like a risky short-term investment. And then they pick out content issues, generic AI language that doesn't make you sound like a human at all, responsibility-only bullet points that show no impact, and resumes that don't match your LinkedIn profile because recruiters do look. The key takeaway here is that recruiters automatically assume risk, but it's our job as job seekers to reduce it for them. All right, friend, that's all I have for you today. If you're ready to step up your resume to actually beat the ATS and make it to a recruiter's desk, I have a freebie linked below in the description. It's my AI resume fixer, and it helped me go from 0 callbacks to 38 first-round interviews. So I hope it can help you like it helped me. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, don't be afraid to give your girl a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I'm here every week. And as always, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hopping without explanation.